Japanese Spirits by Alexandria Solomon and Kayla Arthur. What are yokai? A big part of culture is folklore and phenomena. People who inhabit different areas develop and experience different things, and one way those experiences are taught and told is through stories and the belief of monsters or spirits. In Japan, these beings are referred to by many names, such as mononoke, bakemono, or obake, but they are more commonly referred to as yokai, which is a sort of umbrella term pertaining to any unexplainable phenomenon. More specifically, yokai are fantastical beings that lay in the in-between of fact and fiction, belief and doubt, and demon and deity. Therefore, in this sense, any object may possess an animating spirit. Tsukumogami, for example, are neglected or unceremoniously discarded household objects that now have sprouted arms and legs and come to life. Because yokai can be or possess anything, it's challenging to define them with one definite and concise definition. The creation of yokai, then, is often acknowledged as a way of understanding the strange and natural world around us. Imagining a strange spirit for unexplainable occurrences makes them more digestible and easiest to understand. The origin of yokai. Japan's animalistic belief dates all the way back to the Ainu people. The Ainu were an ethnic indigenous group that settled in Hokkaido, one of Japan's northern islands. They believed that spirits lie in nature and, in terms of people, were materialization of evil. In ancient Japan, people were thought to become spirits after death. It was the living's duty to honor the dead, whether it be through prayers, offerings, or building shrines. Spirits were also important in the Shinto religion of Japan, in which natural attributes were believed to be manifestations of kami. Chinese Buddhism, with its aspects of life after death, brought to Japan tales of spirits that embodied temptation. Popularization of yokai in Japanese media. Yokai almost disappeared following the Edo period due to Japan's embarrassment of their fascination with the supernatural. With the beginning of World War II, yokai had been forgotten. Comic artist Mizuki Shigeru found creative inspiration among the many yokai stories he was told as a child. Mizuki Shigeru brought yokai back to the public spotlight after World War II by incorporating yokai stories into his comic. His comic, Gegege no Kitaro, featuring yokai stories, became one of Japan's most popular comics.
Here is a format of the studied yokai, and as you can see, the mythical creature is described as if it actually existed, and the details in each tale immerse the reader into the fantasy created by the author. Here's a yokai example. The Nurukabi is a yokai that is said to manifest as an invisible wall that blocks or misdirects travelers walking at night. This yokai was often blamed when people arrived late or became lost on the road. Its name translates to plaster wall. The supernatural being is said to originally haunt the coastal region of Fukuoka Prefecture. Categories of yokai. There's no definite way to classify yokai, though there are a considerable amount of them that vary in manifestation, characteristics, and abilities. The complexity of categorizing them arises due to their many similarities. We will categorize a few by the area in which they may come into contact with humans: in the wild, water, countryside, village or city, and in homes. In the wild, the yokai people may meet in the wild are connected to natural features such as mountains, forests, trees, and more. Wild yokai are undomesticated expressions of nature, denizens of a wild territory beyond human agency. In the water, water yokai are in one way or another connected to water, a necessity to life and defining feature of Japan, considering it is composed of islands and its arable land was flooded with water during the growing period. In the countryside, yokai in the countryside occupy rural areas and may take the form of an animal. They are forces of nature, metaphors for the mysteries of the natural world that make their presence known to the human who try to control it. In the village and city, these yokai are in more urban areas, any place with a dense human population. Inside homes, yokai may live inside homes as well. They are intimate because they reside in a place where ideally people feel the most secure. They are reminders that we are never completely alone and never completely in control. Here's an example of a yokai that lives inside homes. Himamushi Nudo. The Himamushi Nudo is a yokai who lives in your floorboards. It looks like a small humanoid, but with a hairy body, sharp claws, and a long neck and a bald head. It also has a long tongue, which it would use to lick lamp oil back when people used oil lamps. This yokai has a habit of scaring students who are studying too late into the night. It sucks up all their lamp oil, so their room is plunged in darkness. And here's our bibliography, and thank you for listening.